Hey, what's going on guys? Mixuba here. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a Silverquill aggro deck for standard best of 3. So I'm getting a couple comments here and there that people miss the best of 3 content, and the way I normally like to do things is I like to stick with best of 1 for the first couple weeks of the set, just get used to the new cards, see what the meta is going to be like, what people are playing, and then after a couple weeks, I feel a lot more comfortable going into best of 3, making better sideboards and more informed main decks. And I feel like I can just provide better best of 3 decks for you guys after a couple weeks of meta have passed. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm rehashing one of the first decks I made during this set to make it fit less of a humans theme, because at first I tried kind of like Silverquill human taxes, and now we're just going for raw taxes aggro. So I'll just flash the sideboard really quick for those of you that don't want to stay too long. But yeah, I'll get into the list. We have one giant killer. We got more in the sideboard, basically a removal spell and a creature. 1/2 body is really good. We can tap a thing. If you want to be more aggressive, you can always play it on 1. It's also really good to have a creature on 1 in this deck, because if you don't have a turn 2 play aside for Humiliate, you want the counter to be able to be put on a creature. So we also have the dog to help protect our, well, creatures we care more about, like Rankle, Spellbinder, Aspirant, Silencer. So dog's really good. It's also another creature we can put the counter on. Although we are sacrificing the dog more often than not, we are happy to at least get the counter value, because it's kind of like a bonus. The main reason you play Humiliate is for the hand disruption, but the counter is basically free. But yeah, moving on to Usher. This is one of the creatures we're very happy to put a counter on. A 1 mana 2/1 that can become a 1 mana 3/2 on turn 2 is solid, and the boast ability is great. Just a nice, cheap, aggressive body. Maybe I should have gone into the newer cards, but the set's kind of like, it's not exactly super new, and I'm pretty sure you guys know them already. One card I just mentioned twice is Humiliate, so I'm just going to go over it now really quickly. Just costs an Orzhov, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, that player discards that card, then you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. So it's perfect in an aggressive shell. I don't love this card in best of 1 because hand hate typically is a little bit slow, but this card in best of 3 is really solid. If it's bad, if you're playing something super aggressive, especially on the draw, you just side it out. So I like Humiliate, good against any type of mid-range or control-tier decks. Other 2-drops, we got the Aspirant. Crazy white 2-drop, gets us value every turn, makes your things bigger, pretty much a must-kill threat. We got some Heartless Act and some Vanishing Verses. Now, in Best of 1, I see a lot of Winota. I don't play as much Best of 3, but I assume it's still present. So we got Heartless Acts mostly to deal with Winota. We have more Vanishing Verses in the sideboard for decks that are mostly monocolored, but I feel like there's still a spot for these in the main. They can hit a lot of stuff in a lot of different matchups. But yeah, for the stuff Vanishing Verse can't hit, and mainly I'm talking about Winota, Luris, Soaring Thought Thief, that type of thing, Heartless Act does the job, which is why we're playing this over Eliminate, because this also kills Faceless Haven, but this doesn't. So that's just like why we have the 2/2 split. And we have Silverquill Silencer, just an Orzhov 2 mana 3/2, so great stat line. You guys have probably seen this card before. I made a couple mistakes when I first played it. I don't know why, it was just weird to me. When it ETBs, you choose a non-land card name, not a non-creature spell, non-land card. So basically any card that's not a land, as obviously it says non-land. I'm just freaking babbling right now. Anyways, and then whenever an opponent casts a spell with the chosen name, they lose 3 life and you draw a card. So pretty good disruption spell. If you play it on turn 3 after you've played a Humiliate on turn 2, a names thing really important, that can help. Do we have any other ways of getting to their hand? We do in the sideboard. We have a Duress and another Humiliate. So if you go in turn 1 Duress after sideboard into turn 2 Silencer, that could be really good. This card might be better in Historic, where you have like Thoughtseize and Kozilek and stuff like that, but still really solid in this pile. We got Spellbinder, another way to look into their hand in the main deck. 3/1 flyer, when it ETBs, you look at their hand, you exile a card, and then basically they have a 2 mana tax on it pretty much forever, or until they cast it, right? We have Redain as another kind of tax. I love this card. Same with the Polo Vito Domitorosa card. But yeah, we got Redain, basically taxes our opponents at a non-creature spells that cost CMC 4 or more. You guys know this card already. It comes with the shield, which is really cool, just Two-Faced God. Apparition as a removal spell on a creature, really important. Rankle is cool. It's a way to close out the game. Hasty damage can make the opponent discard. By the time we're around turn 4-5, we're typically playing off the top of our decks, so the discard isn't too punishing. We also have some more free discard fodder on the board. Like, you're happy to discard like Cling to Dust or a Skyclave Shade to this thing. It's not a huge deal. You can probably sacrifice this, like a dog to kill something more important. Anyways, Rankle is just really solid. It's good top end in the deck. I say top end, it's a 4 CMC card. We're really low to the ground. We're kind of like mono white, but we're using a couple splashes of black to help us get the job done. So yeah, mana base. We got the Snarl. Obviously, Snarl's great in more aggressive builds. Comes in tapped a little bit more often because of Locthwain and Ardenvale. When I'm playing Boros aggro, there's not really any castle I care too much about. Ardenvale can be played there, but I don't care about Embereth. But Locthwain is really important. So if you really want, you can probably drop off Ardenvale, but I really would keep this castle Locthwain in here. But yeah, Snarls are great, especially in more aggressive decks. Got the Pathways, obviously great for mana fixing. Some swamps and some plains. Much more plains. Many more plains? We have a lot more plains in the deck, anyways, because we are very white focused. You need double white on turn 2, but you do need double black on turn 4 sometimes. But yeah, untapped white on 1 is more important than untapped black on 1. And yeah, drawing cards or making a 1/1 depending on the situation can be better or worse. Sideboard, we have another giant killer because Gruul is on the up and up. Magistrate, Temur, Gruul, Sultai, pretty good. The Gruul decks are playing a lot of adventure creatures. Vanishing Verse, exile target monocolored permanent, great against decks that literally just don't play multicolored spells. So we have 2 on the board. Skyclave Shade for rogues, control decks, that kind of thing. Against anything more aggressive, we got some more removal at the 1 mana spot. We got Cling for rogues, it can come in against control or mid-range. Duress, mostly for control, but it can come in against rogues, Sultai, Fracture. This is mostly here for Temur Avengers, the Coma version in particular. They can play, some of them play the Great Henge, some of them, and they all play Luca, or I'm talking about the Luca version. This card can hit a lot of stuff in a lot of different matchups. It doesn't have an exact meta target, but I'm playing 1 on the board and seeing how it performs today, because we are in the color combinations, and it is instant speed, kill artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker, which is pretty solid. It's very versatile removal. The last copy of Humiliate for when you need hand hate, and 2 Lilianas against anything that's not hyper aggressive and that the discard matters against. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. The list will be in the description down below as always. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video, and let me know if you guys want to see more best of 3 content on the channel. And consider subscribing, it motivates me to make more content. So let's get into some games. Okay, let's go. On the play, Lurrus. Hand is a little floody, but we got Usher into Verse and potentially Boast Usher. So, I mean, it's fine. Alright, let's go. Turn 1, aggressive creature. I mean, maybe this is a mulligan, but I don't want to mana screw myself, especially on a playable hand. Good card. I'm going to cast this now, and if they don't play Thieves Guild Enforcer in response, I'm going to name Thieves Guild Enforcer. Basically force it out pre-combat. Nice. Oh, I have to start with Thieves. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Done. Lurrus, 1 black mana, holding priority. I wonder what it could be. He plays it! Success. We've earned a card. Alright, mill me a bit. Okay. I'll offer this trade. And if not, they take some more damage. They can remove the silencer, and it will have already paid for itself, which is really cool. Okay. Opponent will pass the turn. Play Snarl. Now, opponent didn't block last time. They might block this time. Vanishing Verse cannot kill a Soaring Thought Thief, but Skyclave Apparition can. I think we just send the Silencer. And if they want to double block after playing a Thieves Guild, sorry, not a Thieves Guild Enforcer, a Soaring Thought Thief, I think that's fine. I think they have a Thought Thief. I'm just going to hold open Verse and pass. Yep. I'll exile this in response so they don't get the mill triggers, which is pretty okay. And then we can play Apparition next turn. Verse actually doesn't have that many good targets against rogues. Yeah, and if they're attacking, like, we're super happy. Yeah, they don't attack. Shocker. So, let's try to get this down pre-combat. Have we drawn any land since we kept the hand? I think we drew one, which is okay. They counter my, my Apparition. Not ideal, but it means we can get in for some damage. Opponent goes to 9. Again, any Thieves Guild Enforcer will deal them some more damage. Usher can come down. Okay, and we're virtually top decking. Land 4. 7 Engrave, so Into the Story is a draw. Heartless Act my Silencer, feels bad. Dog. Okay. Dog resolves fairly easily. We have to push in damage. Like, we just have to. I mean, I don't need to boast the second. But yeah, attacking with both of these gets me 2 more 1/1s, and it gets me 2 points of damage. So I basically trade a dog for another 1/1, 2 points of damage. I mean, we can't just sit back and do nothing. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Opponent not attacking with the Thought Thief. Vanishing Verse looking really bad. Right now we have 6 mana, we have 3 white, so let's just attack with all. We gotta get our opponent dead somehow. I can boast on 2 of these. Okay, opponent plays an Enforcer. That can get exiled. It's a shame we don't have our Silverquill Silencer online. Yep, resolves, good. Heal me some more. Clings are gonna be really nice in this matchup. When I can go to blockers, I'm gonna boast twice, make some more 1/1s. We're gonna lose 8 Usher, but that's okay. Okay, opponent falls to 3. We boast. Then they Into the Story. Alright, so I mean, they're technically dead on board, but I mean, they have plenty of cards in hand while I am on virtual empty. Ooh, and they buy Luris. Those could not have been good draws. Alright. That means they have 3 mana open. They can easily play 2 creatures with that. And then they go to 1. They just play the Luris. Do you help me? This is a close call. Man, power 4 greater. Oh, it was so close. We've drawn a Heartless Act. That's just lethal. Okay, so let's say we attack. Opponent kills 2 of my things, then goes to... Well, they go up to 6, and they go down to 4, and we just lose 2 creatures. We get 1 back. I mean... These are exiled. I think we just play this as a 1/2 and pass. And then we can tap Luris to prevent some lifelink. I think it's our best bet. At least we drew a playable. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So, I mean, if the opponent's move was buy and play Luris, then their Into the Story couldn't have been that great. Plus, there's nothing in the yard for them. Yeah, they Into the Story again. Okay. Well. Let's see what gas they may or may not have. Ruin Crab, blocker. Wind Robber, blocker. Now that's going to hold priority. Attacks with Luris. So if I let this through, let's say I let this through. They go up to 6. I'll be able to tap down a Thought Thief, attack with all, I'll get in 3 points of damage. I think I'm better off just trading for this Lurrus while I can. I could have triple blocked to play around what? There's no instant speed removal spell for 1 mana, so nothing really. Okay, Silencer. There's a Silencer. So how do we want to do this? We want to... What more do they have? This is actually kind of tough. I'm not sure what they can have. They can have a Enforcer for 1 mana, but this will hold priority anyways. And the odds of them having another Enforcer aren't too high. But it is the only thing they can play for 1 black. So I think we just play this now. And I mean, yeah, a Windrobber is going to hold priority anyways. I think we just call Thieves Guild Enforcer again, based on the 1 black that's open. Now we go to attacks. Get on full control. Tap down Thought Thief. We can get off full control now, thank you. Yeah, now if they just play Thieves Guild Enforcer, they kind of... I mean, they're not dead, but they take 3 and we get a card. Windrobber can trade. We boast. Could have also named stuff like Counter Magic or Card Draw, but I think shutting down this when they have 1 black available is fair. Fabled Passage with the Ruin Crab online. Doesn't look too hot. And, okay, if they play Into the Story and they don't have a Thieves Guild Enforcer, then, I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like, they had the same odds of having that than they did another Thieves Guild. Because we know rogues, we know they play 4 of each. Are my lands that do stuff in the bin? Yep, we just build my lands that do stuff. No Spellbinders this game, makes it a lot harder. Awakening. Okay. Hard game. Windrobber. This is a really hard game. I feel like I'm 1 good draw away. Okay. I mean, that doesn't win us the game, but it doesn't... It's not horrible either. Okay. What's in the yard for them to cast? Do we just name Windrobber so they can't start cycling them and replaying them? Could name Counter. I could name Drown. They haven't played any Drowns yet. Could name Into the Story. Oh, this is hard. I think Drown and just shutting down 4 copies of Drown in the lock is good enough. No attacks. I think I'm just going to tap Lurrus on my turn. On their turn, sorry. But yeah, what sucks about this is that they can just cycle Windrobbers forever after attacking. I don't have any escape cards or shades, so I can't grind with them for that long, and they can just try to mill me out. My Spellbinder, my Rankle. God, now they're just putting up blockers for days. Oh, jeez. Alright, what do we have left in the deck? We got 4 Aspirants. They Into the Story. Unfortunate, yep. But at least, like, 6 of their cards in their 35 are, well, they can't exactly cast. We draw Humiliate, which would be pretty good. Heartless Act kills Lurrus. Red Dane would be not that great right now because they've cast their Into the Stories. I could take a Silencer and then lock them out of another card. Alright, they just play another Thought Thief. Go to combat, eh? Let's tap your lifelinker. opponent just has one black up this entire time. That's not a good draw. Alright, so what am I doing? I can tap a Wind Robber. Or I could tap a Thought Thief. Attack with everything. I just don't think we're... Like, we can't get past this, right? We have 3 1/1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 5 blockers. They just have, like, infinite value. Alright, look. For the sake of content, I'm just gonna scoop. I could probably play this out. And we probably just get milled out anyways. I think we'll do much better after sideboarding. Okay. Versus gone. Giant Killer gone. They can block that way too easily. 1 apparition. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, glad we have our shades, glad we have our escape card. We have more hand hate, which I'm happy to bring in against them. Let's go. They say oops, so now we really have to kill them with no lands. That's going to be very difficult. We mull into a pretty good hand, honestly. I don't want to drop off Cling, but I don't exactly want Cling in my hand. Maybe it is just a silencer, but if we could lock them out of 2 cards super early into the game, that's really good. I think it's just Dog, but Dog protects. Let's get rid of the removal spell. Alright. We're good. We're chilling, guys. These silencers are going to put in work. You'll see. Okay, Fabled Passage. Mm-hmm. I name Soaring Thought Thief based on the fact that there was no 1-drop. Your go. Uh-huh. That's the one annoying thing about having Dog, is that you have to constantly click next on priority. Deadweight. Alright. Good answer. A Wind Robber? Sure. This minus removal is really annoying. I wonder if the opponent would trade. We'll see. Takes 1. They wanted this thing gone, so I'm going to name it again. Land is okay. It means we get closer and closer to having 4 mana, which is really good for escaping Cling. Okay. I mean, I expected an attack there. Guess not. Tapped Agadeems. Okay. I'm gonna play pre-combat Dog. I think that's the play. And hold back in case they actually do have a Thought Thief. Okay. That's fine. Sure. No problem here. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay. Heartless Act. Sure. I can exile these whenever I want. I do want to clean up my own yard. I want to stop them from being on 7 for as long as possible. Buys Luris. Okay, let's see how aggressive they are. And yeah, I do want to cling my own yard for the cards. And to empty it out. More land, not great. Interesting. I attack with everything. They would need to double block to take out the silencer. And I'm happy to trade these dogs. I have no issue trading these dogs, and I have no issue getting in for 5. Play a bit more Blackout. And we go for a Dane. Cool. If they keep milling me, I have Kling online. If they brought in Kling, that's just unfortunate. Luris online. They can bring this back. Another Snarl, okay. Opponent's just not milling me. Which is why, I mean, I expected them to mill me some more. Opponent falls to 8. They can recast their Wind Robber, but I really expect them to deadweight my Silencer. Yeah, there it is. Unfortunate. But yeah, they will have to fill my grave eventually. It's kind of their whole plan. Sure. A-okay with this trade. They get some life, but we do have to get Luris off the board somehow. And now if this baits removal spell and we sack Second Savior, we have access to Kling. Okay, indestructibility happens. Opponent will slam their Luris into my Redain. Spirant, nice, good draw. Very, very good draw. And we still get to keep 4 mana open for the Kling. Also, fun little tech thing. I can sacrifice this dog whenever I want. Just to have another card in my yard to use Kling to empty my entire yard. Just something to keep in mind. They play Thought Thief. Well, at least we knew they had it, right? Mills me some more. Sure. I feel better about my calls. I get in for 3 in the air. Would you like to block? No blocks. Opponent literally cannot cast into the story right now, so I think we're okay just chilling with Kling and Yard. And then if they want to play any type of reanimation spell for Luris, we can Kling their Luris. Okay. Also, immune to Heartless Act. Only dies to Drown, Eliminate, and a kicked Bloodchief's Thirst. I will Kling your Deadweight. I don't think this really matters, but we'll go like this. It's not like we play Luris in these decks. I mean, you probably can get away with a Luris. Land, no. Well, that's not good. I think we just keep making you bigger. I mean, maybe it's correct just to put more counters on the Aspirant, but now Redain's hitting for 4, putting them on a 2-turn clock if it actually hits. Alright, sure. We will keep developing our mana base. And if they play any more rogues, it's just feeding my Kling, getting me more cards in hand. They play Drown. That's not great. Means that they probably have a removal spell to send at Redain. opponent is at 4, and we do have an Aspirant, though. Aspirant can get bigger than the Thieves Guild Enforcer, and because we have so much mana and so little action, we can... Yes, we can use our Cling to draw more cards and keep it at a 1-1. Alright, not looking bad. Not looking bad. How do we want to change siding? Do we want this Duress? It's not horrible, but it's not like crazy, crazy good. I definitely like Cling. I might want to put another one in just for the Rogues matchup. I mean, Duress isn't bad, right? They have so much removal and stuff. I think one Duress is okay. And I think we can cut a Apparition for it, especially on the draw. So we send like that, and we'll see how game 3 goes. Okay, hand is good. We got our dog into our silencer to make sure our silencer stays alive and it irritates my opponent. Tap land. First time we've seen Triome, I think. Eliminates dog. Okay. So what do we play? Which 2-drop do we play? I kind of like getting the Aspirant down. I definitely want to play something white. Honestly, maybe it is just the Silencer, but this is immune to Heartless Act. I think if their one removal spell is Heartless Act, now that they've played an Eliminate, we're in a pretty good spot. Plus, this thing can get really, really big really quickly. So if they're relying on like a 3-mana counterspell, then it gets past the Aspirant. Okay, drawing a white source there would have been really good, so we can start double spelling. You know what? I think we play dog. And we hold... Okay, so our options are play dog, hold open Heartless Act, or play Silverquill Silencer. I think their one card is a Soaring Thought Thief, so I do think that this is correct. I think playing dog is correct, and I think keeping Heartless Act open for that Thought Thief is the correct play. Because if we draw another white source, we can go Usher and Silencer. Dog resolves. They're not just going to do anything with, like, nothing with their mana. Yep. Cool. So Thought Thief hits the board. Now, how much do I care about this thing dying? I can basically guarantee kill it here. Or we can do it on upkeep, but they only have one card in grave anyways, so I think we just shoot it now. Yep. And now this Aspirant is a huge problem because we have protection for it, and it will get very, very big. Not a lot of black on the opponent's end. Could become an issue. If they buy Lurrus, I have Silencer named Lurrus, and they're just sad. Heartless Act. Imagine. We do sack there. I wonder what they have. I'm going to play this pre-combat to put a counter on it. And what are we naming? I can name Lurrus. I could name another rogue. They do not have enough cards for Into the Story. I think we named Drown. But if they had Drown, they would have used it on the Aspirant. But the Silencer attacks past all the rogues right now. So you know what? I think we do just go for Drown. And we put a counter on it. And we get in there. Okay. And then we can shut down like 2 other spells with this as long as we draw, you know, another white source, which we've had no trouble doing all game. Ruin Crab. Fair. That was an option, but both my creatures attack past Ruin Crab, so while it does mill me, it doesn't look amazing. Oh no, my white sources. It's okay. And if they buy Lurrus here, then we just name Lurrus, right? So we did miss out on 1 point of damage to make our Silencer immune to Heartless Act, which I think is worth it. Alright, what you got? Drown in the luck! Yes! Unfortunate that we build this. You know what? I'm gonna duress. Land! No! Okay, it's okay. Let's go here. I could have done that after they bought it and just played Shade, but I like doing this now because next turn they have 6 mana. If they just draw land, they can buy and play Lurrus, and I kind of want to punish them for it. Yep. Drown again? Okay. So now they buy Lurrus, and I play my 3rd Silencer, and then name Lurrus again. Okay, I can make this cost 5 mana. They have 5 mana. Okay, so now I want to kill them. They say nice, yeah, I know. So I am going to put the counter here. And just push in more damage. I know it is nice. I've drawn 3 lands and 3 silencers, and they scoop it up. I think opponent is salty. But yeah, I'm glad I did concede game 1. Honestly, if we played it out, we might have won that game, but it would have just been super boring. I know that I didn't want to sit there for another like 15 minutes, just waiting to get milled out and seeing if I can get any damage through. So I'm glad we passed to sideboard where I could put in more hand hate, the shades, the better removal spells, and definitely the cling. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the match. Alright guys, and we are back. So 30-minute game, if you guys managed to sit through that and the intro, then, I mean, mad respect to you, but I really did enjoy this deck. It is kind of like my style of aggro. I love mono black aggro and I love mono white aggro, and mono black aggro isn't great right now, so I think combining the 2 colors to have access to cards like Verse, Silencer, Humiliate too, but just like the black removal spells, which are way better than the white ones, and the sideboard cards, which honestly the black sideboard cards are really good. Just having access to like Cling to Dust and Hand Hate and Shades is killer right now. So I don't know, the mana base isn't that taxing either. I got stuck, or it would have been better to have like a second white source than a second black source for that entire game 3, but we made it work, and Silverquill Silencer definitely showed its value. Absolutely crazy card. I don't know. I just find it so fun to try to predict what's in my opponent's hand, since I'm doing it anyways as I play. Like, as I talk through my plays, I'm like, we're going to play around this, we're going to play around that. So having a card that rewards you for doing exactly that is just, it's just so fun. And on an aggressively statted creature too, like, you're killing your opponent and you're making it more annoying for them to cast their spells. It just feels great. Anyways, guys, deck list will be in the description down below as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.